Hello, everybody. My name's Cody Spurlock, and today I'm joined with
Bella Finch.
And today we're going to try to spotlight what's special about Bella. So, my first question, as always, what makes you special, Bella?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, I don't think that's true. What do you do outside of school?
Work.
Work? What do you work at?
Lowe's.
You work at Lowe's? How's that?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's just so fun.
When did you start working there?
Like a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Did you work somewhere else before?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I worked with my dad.
With your dad?
Yeah.
What did you do with your dad?
Drywall.
Drywall?
Painting and finishing.
Oh, I didn't know that you did drywall. That's
Yeah.
cool. I know nothing about drywall. I explain the process.
Okay, so first, you have to measure the job and see, if you need, 12s or 8s or 16s, and there's, stretch for, ceilings, if you have, really high ceilings, so you have to measure all that. And then you have to load the drywall in there, and then if you don't have a hanger, you can hang it yourself, which is just, measuring everything and, screwing it into the wood posts.
How long does these jobs usually last?
Like a week.
A week?
Yeah.
While you've been in school, you right now you're currently managing for boys basketball?
Correct.
How's that going?
It's great. Sometimes the boys aren't that fun, but, we persevere.
Yeah.
So.
And then you do still play softball?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the softball season starting?
I am last season, so hope it's a good one.
What are your goals for this season?
Win more than one game.
Win more than one game, and sometimes that's all of our goals.
Yeah.
It's not just softball. I know coming into a lot of seasons, it's just let's win one at least, and then we'll go from there. But how'd you get started into playing softball?
I think I was 3 or 4, signed up for t-ball, and then I kind of just fell in love with it, so I kept playing.
You played t-ball back in the day?
I did.
I never played t-ball. I played machine pitch, and I was a dog because I hit dingers.
Of course you
were. You played through any of the local teams around here, or?
Yeah, I played Nickerson Rec.
The
t-ball.
Nickerson Rec t-ball, yeah.
And then for when I got older, I played club ball with basically all the girls on the softball team for 4 years. So yeah.
Was that fun?
Yeah. It was really fun
Mm-hmm.
playing back then and now getting to play with all of them
and
throughout
keeping
high
that,
school.
Keeping that, sense of team and unity there.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a big contributor of
I think team bonding is an amazing factor. I don't like to be forced to team bond on the bus.
Yeah.
As some coaches have done in the past, but
who is your guys' coach going to be this year? Do we know yet?
Her name is Gabriella Palmer. She is so sweet. We just met her. We had a softball meeting on Friday. She's really nice. She's a mom. She seems really chill and down to earth. So
That's
hopefully
great.
it'll be good.
Besides softball and managing basketball, what other things have you been doing here at high school for the past 4 years?
I've been involved in PantherTV and yearbook for 3 years.
What in PantherTV have you been doing?
I think sophomore year I mainly did the news. I was on the news every day. And then I just make graphics and I do all that. I do a lot of graphics for the basketball team as well, but and then in yearbook I've had the graduation spread, both basketball spreads for 3 years, and then the softball spread for 2 years now.
Sweet. And then going out of high school, what are your plans?
So I'm gonna attend Emporia State University.
Emporia.
Yes. Get my my bachelor's in English and secondary teaching to hopefully go somewhere and be an English teacher.
Oh, sweet. You bring up Emporia, and it's a great teaching college.
Yes.
I have a problem with Emporia.
Okay.
They just got rid of their debate team.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It was one of their oldest institutions at Emporia, and they just cut it.
They just got a disc golf team, so maybe they had to make room for that.
Wow. Disc golf instead of the
It's
debate
disc
team.
golf in Emporia is huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been to Emporia a few times. They have
they have a course around their campus.
Yeah, it's crazy. Paul Macbeth, I think is his name. Been down there a couple of years ago. That dude's a dog at disc golf.
He is a dog.
Yeah. But yeah, disc golf is. Do you play?
No.
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 You watch?
No.
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 Well, maybe you can get into that in college because Emporia is the place to do it at.
Maybe.
Would you ever be interested in coming back to Nickerson to teach?
No.
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 Where do you wanna go?
Hopefully somewhere not in this state.
Not in the state?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking more West Coast, East Coast, North, South of here? Like where is it that Bella wants to be?
I don't really know cardinal directions, but like California.
California, so over on the West Coast, like
West,
you want a big city?
Big city, yeah.
So, we're this is Nickerson, small town of like 700 people here. I think there's like 2,000 people in South Edge. Not a very large community, not a very large school. Do you think that some of the reason you want to go to a big city is because you've grown up, most of your life living in this rural part of Kansas?
I think that definitely contributes to it, but also my mom is from California, right outside Los Angeles, so we go there probably once every 2 years, and I spent a Christmas down there, so it's I've always been drawn there. Some of my family's down there, so it's really I just feel drawn to be in California with my mom's side of the family.
Yeah, and I mean, California's weather is obviously nicer than here. Can't blame you for wanting to go in. But you've had family who's gone to Nickerson, right? You had an older sister.
Yes, I did.
What was that like going into high school with your older sister already being I think a senior or graduated the year before?
She had graduated the year before, yeah. It was kind of nice. It was weird when all of the teachers would call me Cadence. Yeah. But she kind of told me she knew all the classes below her, so she told me don't mess with this person, don't do this, and then she knew all the teachers very well, so she told me whose class to have and whose class to not have.
None of my older siblings came here, so I came in here with it was just nice and fresh, and now I never get confused for my brother.
We know.
I never got confused. Nobody has ever called me Riley.
Thank God.
And I don't think anyone's ever called Riley Cody.
No, I don't think so.
And I think for some teachers that's a blessing. They get another Cody, and then some teachers it's not a blessing because they got their first Riley. So my experience with siblings going to high school is probably a bit different than yours, but of course I was the older sibling. Yeah. Do you think that your high school would have looked a bit different in the earlier years if Cadence didn't go here?
Probably. But I did, she always told me to, make good friends fast, and I definitely did. I mean, one of my best friends I cornered in the old gym and just asked her name, and now we're still going strong 3 years later.
Who is that?
That would be the one and only Mia Burrell.
Mia Burrell? You just cornered her?
I cornered her and said, "What's your name?" She told me her name, and I said, "Great, we're friends."
Well, I mean, if it works, it works. So what's your favorite part about high school? That the past 4 years, what's the favorite thing that you've done?
Probably I'd say over the football season, I went to almost every football game and took pictures, so that was really cool to experience.
I've seen some of the pictures, and they're not bad. You ever looking to do photography outside of high school? Maybe a little side hustle. Yeah. Just a hobby. I mean, if you go to California, there's wonderful places to take pictures there. They got the Redwood Forest over in California. That place is wonderful. I mean, it's massive. It's crazy. And I mean, taking pictures of the Nickerson football team. As much as I love the Nickerson football team, it's sometimes a little difficult to go to every game.
It's fun,
but it's glad to hear that you came out and supported.
Even went to the Andale game, so
yeah. Hey,
I was dedicated.
So you got to see the improvement. You got to see the improvement. 108 to 0 to not 108 to 0 sounds like a win in my book.
Yeah.
So
we scored this year.
We scored, so. Yeah, and at that game, I think Ayla helped make history with two female kickers making or scoring points in a high school football game. I mean, that was crazy. It's better that record being broke than the record that might have been broke last year. Yep. So. The small improvements. At least we're
consistently breaking records.
Consistently breaking records, and consistency it wins football games. So we keep it up. Maybe that'll come in the future.
Maybe in 7 years, you'll come to Nickerson and it'll be undefeated.
if that happens, I'll be here for it. I'll come back. I'll reclassify as a freshman in 7 years. I'll come back and play. Once my knee heals up, I'll be a dog on the field once again. But you've been coming to the football games and obviously the basketball games and your softball games. Do you think being able to say that you're a supporter, like you've been a part of some of these sports, even if you obviously don't play in them,
right?
And you think that's been something that you've actively tried to do, or do you think that's just something that kind of happened along the way?
I think it's something I actively tried to do. I just wanted to be involved in the school. I didn't want to just have no life and just go home every day after school. So, and it's definitely nice with the basketball team seeing that improvement. It's not a great big improvement. Sorry, Bruce, but it's definitely an improvement.
I mean, yeah, they've. I talked with Alex King about this on our previous episode. Their winning percentage has gone up quite a bit.
We're 3-11.
Yeah, I mean, improvement's improvement. Kind of the story of these past few years is just like trying to regain lost ground. And so anywhere we can see that improvement. Hopefully we see that with the softball and baseball teams this year, because we used to have a pretty rich history in baseball, for example, and because of COVID and loss of some of that team culture, kind of lost some of the winning part of that of that history as well. But hopefully we regain that, and softball, you guys still have an opportunity to make a big.
I think we have a good squad this year. I think it'll be good.
How many returning seniors do you guys have? Do you know yet?
I know it's me, Khalees, Avery, Peyton. So 4.
About 4?
Yeah, 4.
And then, that's a decent amount. Like last year, did you guys even have?
We did not have any seniors last year.
Yeah, so right there, you guys already coming at an advantage coming into the year. You guys have people who played longer and played with each other.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see some movement there. But is softball something you're interested in doing outside of high school, or
no?
No, you're not going to join one of those rec league adult softball teams?
Maybe when I'm 30.
When you're 30, yeah. I mean,
not straight out of high school, definitely not.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. At least those they call them beer leagues, right?
They just get drunk and play softball.
And to each their own. Obviously, can't exactly do that in high school, but I remember running around while those guys were playing softball and just hanging out with their kids while they all pretend to be star athletes. And not saying they're not athletes, but it's obviously a different environment. But softball, it's always been something that I've always kind of watched, but I've never really, obviously I was always going to the baseball games because I was on the being on the baseball team, but hopefully we see some improvement this year. And besides what you do in high school, do you have any other hobbies outside?
I like to read.
What was the last book you read?
The Britney Spears autobiography. Biography.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on my Britney Spears. I remember there was a pretty big court case about her
conservatorship.
What's going on with Britney Spears?
So basically, just in this book, she just goes about her life. The main focus is like her conservatorship, and then there's a big plot about Justin Timberlake and that whole relationship. So that was really fun to read. It definitely was an interesting read. It feels like she's texting you in a way. Yeah. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a book. Like, it feels like you're having a conversation with a friend.
Do you read a lot of nonfiction books, or
no?
Or was this just like you're a Britney Spears fan? Or?
I'm a Britney Spears fan, and if I do read like a nonfiction book, it's gonna be a biography. So. Yeah.
What other books are you, or like, do you like reading series, or?
I like reading series. I'm mainly like into like romance novels. I don't have any romance in my life right now, but got to get it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't experience it, might as well read about it.
Exactly.
I mean, there's you gotta find out how to do it somehow. So the books. Are you interested in? Who's your favorite romance novel author?
I don't remember her name. She wrote like the Matched series.
The Match. I'm not. Yeah.
Ali Condi.
Ali Condi.
She wrote that series, and that series is so good.
I know there's a lot of people in our school who are interested in I forget her name. She wrote the Verity series.
Oh, Colleen Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I've never read a book from her.
Not my cup of tea. Not. I tried. It was more of a joke to read. But I tried to read it, and I read the words out loud, and it just.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Not my favorite author. But to each their own, like I said. But you read any other series? Were you a Harry Potter fan back in the day?
I am a Harry Potter fan. Still,
still?
Yes. I read those books when I was probably like in elementary school. So, my uncle got me into that. So I read it and then watched all the movies.
What house are you a part of?
I'm part of the Slytherin house.
Same. Slytherin power. I mean, we got to keep it real. Keep it real. Like, everyone wants to be a Gryffindor, and then let's be real, Gryffindor, it's like
Slytherin's rule.
Cool, you're a main character.
You're brave.
Yeah, it's like
we're cunning.
Big deal. Ambition and cunning is a bit more important than bravery sometimes. And then, like, Ravenclaw are people who think they're smart. Like, come on. If you're a Ravenclaw, what are you doing? And then, don't even get me started on Hufflepuff. There's been this huge push for Hufflepuffs that, like, that's Hufflepuff.
I'm so nice.
Who would want to be a Hufflepuff? You're literally, it's a house that was created just so they could put characters that don't matter in.
Well, yeah, and then the backstory. The backstory is, like, the Hufflepuff leader just took everybody who didn't get sorted into Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. So, I mean, you're really just the leftovers if you're a Hufflepuff.
I mean, if you're proud of being a Hufflepuff, then, like, you're probably just going to be a really good friends with somebody who died. Or who somebody and then died.
Or
right?
you died.
Cedric, right?
Yeah, he died.
Most famous Hufflepuff in the book series.
And he died.
That's all he did. Like,
he didn't do anything.
He wasn't even going to win the Triwizard Cup. He just died.
He just died, so it's, like, embarrassing.
And, I mean, obviously, people like to talk about how Slytherins, are bad or morally corrupt, but let's be real for a second. We have the most powerful wizard of all time.
Right.
It's like, how many people do you know you can't even say their name? None.
Other than him.
Yeah. So it's like, you have the most powerful wizard, and you got Snape. I mean, and then Harry Potter's kid, right?
Harry Potter was almost a Slytherin too.
Yeah,
so
if he wouldn't,
but he begged to be a Gryffindor.
See, that's the thing with Harry Potter is, like, he is a Slytherin.
He's
if you really think about it,
he's a fake Gryffindor.
The Sorting Hat just lets you pick. And
basically, whatever on your mind, yeah.
I feel like, if he got put in Slytherin, the ambition.
Him and Draco would have been an unstoppable duo right there.
Yeah, and people, Malfoy was always a bit whiny. I'm not gonna lie.
But
Malfoy,
he was sexy, so it doesn't matter.
I'll let you have that opinion, I guess. But I mean, yeah, he was rich, so rich and annoying. Yeah, pluses and minuses, like. But I remember in middle school, you would talk about Harry Potter all the time. No, don't worry. I won't get too far into middle school. That's a weird time for us all, to say the least. But any other series interest you, or?
I started a series. I can't remember. It's like the Inheritance Games. It's really good.
What's it about?
So this, like, lady meets this guy, and he puts her in his will, and then he dies, and so she gets this, like, house, but he has, like, so much family, like cousins, and they're all trying to kill her to, like, get this inheritance. But I haven't.
That sounds interesting.
Yet. Yeah.
So you like to read. Is there any other hobbies that you like to?
I like to do crosswords.
Crosswords?
Yeah.
You puzzle. You're a puzzle person.
I'm a puzzle person. A lot of my friends say that I'm like 80 years old, stuck in an 18-year-old body, because I've started thinking about taking up knitting and crocheting, but...
knitting and crocheting, a lot
I could make my own clothes.
It sounds convenient. I try to crochet.
Did that work out for you?
No, it didn't. My mom tried to crochet, and it didn't work out for her, so she had all this crocheting stuff, and I was like, wait, I could just try to learn how to... And then I realized I'd rather not. It's sometimes kind of boring, but now I wish I would have, because I need something to do while I'm doing these online classes that I've been taking.
Right.
It's just, I need something, but I could never really get the patterns down.
Yeah.
But you crochet anything recently?
No, I think I'm gonna start taking it up like now.
Oh, taking it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. You know, that sounds like a.
I'll crochet you a hat or something.
Crochet me a hat. That's sweet. Yeah. I know some people like to crochet like blankets for their future kids. Like people,
I don't plan on having children.
You don't plan on having any kids.
Yeah. No.
So you could be.
I'll crochet one for my niece.
Yeah, you could be that one crazy aunt who just crochets a bunch of stuff and gets it off to there.
It's already me, so.
I mean, yeah, you're just all you got to do now is finish the crocheting part, and you can.
And I'm chilling. Yeah, I know.
So you have a niece?
I do.
How old is she?
She is a year and 7 months this month, I believe.
That's pretty close to the age of my niece. My niece just turned 2 in December, though.
Yeah.
Being an uncle or an aunt, it's fun.
It's so fun because you can just take the kid. All of the fun
parts of being a parent with none of the downside.
I know. I don't have to put her to bed, feed her. I can just take her for 5 minutes.
Like I don't change her. I don't feed her. I don't do any of the boring parts of parenting. I just I'll play I'll play with her toys, and then I'll tell her how to say naughty words. And so
I have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun, and then you just give them back to their mom. And it's like,
and you're fine.
Yeah, not your responsibility. And then she has to deal
with the consequences.
Yeah, so if my niece starts saying bad words in preschool, not my problem.
It's not your problem.
I'm sorry, my niece is a pimp. That sounds like a you issue, but
my niece actually just learned how to flip people off. So
I
walk into my sister's house and I just get greeted with that.
My niece will say "damn."
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. What's your niece's name?
Olive.
Olive. Mine's my niece is Avalon.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
Yeah. But yeah, having a niece is fun.
Yes, very fun.
All of the good sort of parenting with none of the bad.
It's free birth control too.
Yeah.
You don't really need that. But
yeah. Not really my cup of tea. Don't need it, but but besides being so you're an aunt, you're a basketball manager, you're a softball player.
Yes.
And you like to read.
Yes.
And people mistake you for an 80-year-old aunt sometimes, or an 80-year-old grandma sometimes.
Sometimes.
And when you pick up crocheting, you'll complete the line.
I will.
So earlier in the episode, I asked you a question. I said, "What makes you special?"
Yes.
And you said nothing. How many people your age do you know get mistaken for 80-year-olds?
None actually.
None.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that might be something a little special. That you're sometimes some of the more traditional hobbies they're great time killers. Reading, crocheting. I mean, and that means you don't have to be on your phone all the time.
Right.
So there's you big into the TikToks and YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. You do watch a lot of those.
I'm big into TikTok. I don't really watch YouTube Shorts. If I'm on YouTube, I'll watch a podcast or something. Shout out to Spurlock special. Might have to watch this episode. But I mean, I'm on TikTok probably a lot, as most people. But I mean, I'm just a girl, so.
I could never get into the short versions of videos.
I will mess up some Instagram Reels. Those things are so funny for no reason.
I can't watch Instagram Reels anymore. There's just too many. It's so violent.
It is.
You watch it. It's like, I don't want to watch people.
Mine's not violent. Mine's
really?
Funny.
Mine's only violent. Mine's not even funny anymore.
I think that's just a guy thing, because in my 5th hour government, I have Cage Kelly and Logan Rogers and Logan Stout.
That has to be fun government
I'm
class
the only
for
girl.
you. That has to be a fun government class for you, huh?
It's actually pretty fun. I just sit by myself and just don't do anything. I mean, we take notes every day, so.
You like government?
I mean, I'm definitely learning something.
Yeah, I mean.
Not to be a government teacher.
So how's social studies going for you, just in general? We had that one class that War on Terror
this
class.
This is not going to happen.
I'm kidding.
This is not going to happen.
No, I won't. I won't go. Like I said, won't go into middle school.
That was 8th grade.
Weird time for us all, right before COVID happened. But
shout out Mr. Hampel though.
Yeah, shout out to Mr.
Great
Hampel.
Class.
Great teacher.
Great class.
Fun classes.
Fun class.
Yeah. And memories, good and bad, were definitely made in that class. Some of them we wish we could forget.
Yep. Some of them I have videos of. Just of Cody though.
Yeah. Like I said, weird time for us all. But with Mr. Dawson, do you think you would have liked Lane's class or Dawson's class more?
No hate to Dawson, but I loved Mr. Lane.
Mr. Lane was amazing, yeah.
I had that class with all of my friends. Actually, Natalie Cooper actually got screamed at.
Really?
Yeah. From Haley Sisson.
Oh.
Screamed at her. I thought that was so funny.
Mr. Dawson is he's definitely he's a guy. I don't know how else to describe him. He's a personality.
He's a personality, yeah.
I'm glad I got to know him more, but obviously, Mr. Lane, he was a social studies teacher. You looked at him, you see who he was, social studies teacher.
Yeah, you can just tell.
That's all there was. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, he was our Scholars Bowl coach too, and then he has a big family.
I know he has like 13 kids or something.
But always found time to grade the 4 legions, right? They did last year.
Yeah.
It was one thing I'm glad I didn't have to do because me and homework don't get along very well, and Dawson just doesn't really assign that much homework. We mainly just take notes in there and do study guides and play some games sometimes. But there's some pluses and minuses to both. But obviously, we talk about Mr. Lane. Are there any other teachers who no longer go here that you liked?
Mr. Sturgeon.
Mr. Sturgeon.
I loved Mr. Sturgeon.
Never had Mr. Sturgeon.
It was his last year. He was retiring. Yeah. And he, on our final, he gave everybody an A+ because he didn't want to grade.
Way to go out. Any other teachers?
I can't think of any that don't work here anymore.
Yeah, we've had a nice transition of teachers. Yeah. Some of the ones who've retired. Obviously, we have others who just moved schools, like Langford and Yates and some of those teachers. Schultz.
I love Schultz.
You do?
Schultz, I loved him.
Yeah, Schultz was a heck of a guy.
He was a character.
Yeah, he was strong too.
Oh yeah.
He was very strong. He didn't really know how to wrestle. He'd come into wrestling practices, and then him and Sam would wrestle, but it didn't really matter because of how strong Schultz was. And
yeah,
it was just,
I know.
And Sam's not a small dude. He's a strong guy too, but Schultz was a different animal. What about teachers now that you think had an influence on you?
My kindergarten teacher.
Your kindergarten teacher?
Yeah. Her name is Miss Barrage.
Miss Barrage. Whoa.
She's now like a principal at Bueller.
Oh, really?
But she I was her favorite, so I really didn't have to do anything. But shout out her. She got me into reading. You know.
How? What about any other teachers in high school that?
Definitely Miss Stout.
Miss Stout, yeah. And that's been a common one. Miss Stout's, heck of a teacher.
Heck of a teacher, and she's not just a teacher. She's you can talk to her about anything. So it's nice.
What do you think is the most special thing about Nickerson High School and just in general?
I definitely say the community here.
The community?
There's a big community here that, I don't know. Yeah. It's just fun.
I mean, the different people that you get to interact with throughout our school and whatnot. And, going back to the original question, we've talked about it a little bit since, what makes us special, right?
Right.
What makes us unique as individuals. And I think one of the things that makes us the most special is the fact that we're a part of this community.
Yeah.
We have bonds that you don't even need to know some people. You can just talk with them. Right. And so we talk about what's special about us is, we're Panthers. And at the end of the day, we all have our unique individuals, special, things that make us special. You have a niece, you play softball and you're the basketball manager and all these interesting things about us kind of all coming together and just make one big great community with a bunch of different converging interests. And so I know you said you didn't know what makes you special. You didn't even say you didn't know. You said there was nothing special about you. And I disagree because I think what's special about you, Bella, is that you're a Nickerson Panther.
Once a Panther, always a Panther.
Thank you for talking with me today, and thank you all for listening. We will be with you with another episode shortly, and everyone have a good rest of your days.
Pause down.